Thank you for joining me today. My name is Heather and I'm a member of the STEM response team here at the University of Wolverhampton, and today, as you can see from the title of this video and what is on your screens right now, we're going to be exploring undergraduate study for mature students. So firstly, welcome to this video. I'm assuming you are watching this video today because you are someone who maybe will identify as a mature student, or you're finding this information out for a mature student and you're possibly considering coming into higher education. If this is correct, that is fantastic. Hopefully this video will be able to provide you with some more information that you didn't know beforehand and be able to point you in the right directions of where to find out more information for yourself. So once you've decided that you may want to come to higher education, the next step is to figure out what route you're going to take into higher education, as this is something that not everyone will know about. So today we're going to be exploring the three routes that you can use to go to higher education. So the first is the access route, the second is the foundation year degree course, and the third is the non-standard qualifications. As I said, the first option is access to higher education, and with this you're able to achieve an access to higher education diploma, which is a nationally recognised level 3 qualification, and this qualification is designed to prepare adults for study in higher education and give them the qualifications they need to be able to get on a degree course that they did not have previously. This is available in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and is also offered at colleges across the country. So with this, you may either study at the college, you may study with a training provider, or you may even study at home through distance learning. Again, this may depend on what course it is that you are studying and also the institution that you're learning through. The second option is the foundation year degree courses, and this is designed for people who do not meet the entry requirements to go straight into the degree itself. However, the foundation route is kind of a stepping block almost, as this enables you to build up the skills and your knowledge so you're at the same level of those who go straight into the degree course through year one. So normal degree courses are 3 years in duration. So with the foundation year, this makes it 4 years in duration overall. The first year is the foundation year, and then the following 3 years after this are the 3 years of a degree course. As you can see here, the University of Wolverhampton does have many foundation year degree courses to offer. So if you are interested in possibly pursuing this route, if you go onto the University of Wolverhampton webpage, which is wlv.ac.uk, you can look at the courses we have to offer and look at those which have the foundation route option to see if any of these are suitable for yourself. And finally is non-standard qualifications, and this is more so aimed at the individuals who have more kind of real life work experience, who have worked in a field that is similar or the same as the degree they wish to pursue, but do not have the qualifications to get onto that degree course by themselves. And this is really important and valuable because the University of Wolverhampton is the University of Opportunity, and it understands that in certain situations and circumstances, the experience that you get from working in the industry itself is really valuable and kind of takes priority over having those qualifications. So if you meet the criteria, you may be able to go straight into the degree course without having the right qualifications, just from the experience that you've gained from the real life work. Through this, normally we require a CV and a personal statement. You may be required to attend an interview, but this is not the case for all degree courses. And you'll be required to complete an essay, and this is a set title that will be given to you. You may also be required to complete equivalency tests in maths, English and sciences, and this is to ensure that you're up to speed with everybody else and you don't receive any kind of setbacks when you start your degree course. So once you've decided to come to university and once you've decided what route you're going to take, the next big obstacle to tackle is applying to university. And today I'm not really going to go into detail about this, but I'm going to point you in the direction to find out more information about where you can find information about how to apply to university. So where you can find this information is, if you're doing access to higher education at a college, the college will have information about the deadlines that are set to submit applications to go to university. Access to higher education itself has a whole variety of information about you applying to university, as they really support you with this. There's information on the UCAS website, of course, because this is the way you're going to apply to go to university. And also the Gateway at the University of Wolverhampton is here to help mature students come to university. So they are a great resource to use to be able to understand and know the process. So once you've decided to come to university and you know which route you're going to take and you're figuring out how to apply, the next thing you need to consider is funding, as funding is really important, because without taking into consideration this aspect, you won't know how you're going to fund your studies. The main way people fund their studies when they come to university is through student finance, and student finance funds not only undergraduate study but also postgraduate and doctoral studies also. They essentially provide loans which cover the course fees of your degree course. They can also provide maintenance loans and possibly even maintenance grants, depending on your household income and your personal circumstances. But the amount of money that student finance will either loan you or grant you is not controlled by the University of Wolverhampton and is not controlled by any university at all. It is a complete separate entity. So if you have any troubles with student finance, whilst the university can help you and guide you in the right place, we can't really help you with the fine details, but we can show you where to get the help you need by talking to student finance. Student finance provides funding for four full years of study at undergraduate level. So this is either 4 years of full-time study or 8 years of part-time study, because they're basically equivalent in the sense. And as you might remember me saying, the majority of degree courses are 3 years in duration. And as student finance provides funding for 4, this allows you to possibly change your degree course. Say if you do it for a year and then realise the course is maybe not for you, or there's one that's more of an interest to you, this allows you to swap the courses and still have funding to complete your degree. And it also allows you essentially to have a break in your studies. So if you come to university and then you need a break for whatever reason that may be, it allows you then to come back and to complete your studies and be able to still fund your degree course. Not only is there student finance, there are bursaries and scholarships that are available for students, and these are offered through universities, possibly your employer. If your employer is encouraging you to go to university, they may have a scholarship, but there's also charities and special interest groups that may offer funds for you also. So at the University of Wolverhampton, at the moment, we currently have a student travel fund, and this is to help students travel to and from university. And we also have the Dennis Turner Opportunity Fund, which is for students that find themselves in a time of hardship. You may also be eligible for disabled students' allowances if you meet the criteria which are specified. So you can find out more information about this on the gov.uk website by following this link below. Once you have decided how you're going to go to university and you've sorted out the application process and funding your degree course, you might be wondering what it will actually be like when you go to university. So studying at the University of Wolverhampton is really fantastic, as we are the University of Opportunity. So we want to help as many students as possible achieve and reach their goals that they set, no matter what circumstances. We have state-of-the-art facilities for both the sciences, business and even architecture that are located around our campuses. We are really flexible in terms of study. We offer full-time and part-time courses. So depending on your circumstances, you might decide a course that is full-time is better for you, or a course that is part-time. However, you're also able to swap between the two. So if you start with full-time and then realise you have commitments that you can't, or circumstances that stop you from being able to study full-time, you can change to a part-time course. And if you have a change in circumstances and you're studying part-time, you can also swap to full-time courses. Full-time studies are usually between 12 and 16 hours per week. Some may be more depending on the course itself, may require more face-to-face teaching or maybe more lab work, for example. So this is the amount of time that you're roughly on campus interacting with your lecturers and doing like your timetable scheduled work. So the rest of the hours in the week are yours to plan as you will around your other prior commitments. So this is where you're able to fit it into your life essentially and basically plan around any other commitments that you may have. And the University of Wolverhampton is really great because its city campus is situated in Wolverhampton Town Centre. So we have many local nurseries and daycare facilities around nearby, which may be suitable for you if you have any kind of childcare responsibilities that you need to take care of. And as it's in Wolverhampton Town Centre, we have so many transport routes that you could take to get in here. So obviously, there's many car parks around Wolverhampton, but also we have the bus routes that will get you straight into city campus, and also the train and also the tram. When you come to the university, you'll be able to get more general support through the library, and they offer skills for learning, such as how to write essays, supporting you with IT, and also going over exam techniques, everything a new student will need to know. We also have the Students' Union, and they provide advice and support with their centre and be able to give you guidance on finance and accommodation and your well-being. As I mentioned previously, we have the Gateway, and they can give you advice on any aspect of higher education, including loans and bursaries and grants. And also at our Stafford and Telford campuses, we have our regional learning centres. And of course, you have more specific support in terms of the course that you are studying at the University of Wolverhampton. So when you start, you get assigned a personal tutor, and this is a person that is assigned to you normally throughout the whole of your university degree. So they're there for you to talk with any concerns and issues that you may have about the course you are on. We also have academic co-tutors, and these are here for you to raise more personal concerns that you may have. And also we have teaching associates, and these are to help you with assignments, understanding the subject matter, and also guide you through revision when that time comes. We also have a whole variety of progression options at the University of Wolverhampton, the first being sandwich placements. And sandwich placements happen between your second and your third year of study, and this is simply a year out in an industry placement where you get some hands-on experience and some real-life experience and able to look at the industry itself and build up connections and build up relationships for your future, essentially. It is not always the case, but sometimes at the end of your degree course, the person that you had your sandwich placement with may be able to offer you employment or help you find employment as you've built up that relationship and they've seen how you work and you've basically developed a relationship with them, so it benefits you in the future. There is the option to do further study at the University of Wolverhampton. So as I mentioned previously, student finance also covers postgraduate studies. So if you wish, there is support for you to continue to postgraduate studies after your undergraduate if you'd like to do so. And finally, when you come to the end of your degree course, the University of Wolverhampton want to try and help you to find employment in the area that you are looking for. So we'll support you in trying to find out the best possible way for you to go. Now, we've heard me talk a lot about the application process and what to expect when you are coming to university, but I am not a mature student myself, so I thought it'd be really great if we could hear from mature students at the University of Wolverhampton, so you can hear directly how they have gone about their journey and what their experiences are. So hi Dawn, thank you for joining me today. Would you mind just telling us just a little bit about yourself and how you went about your decision to come to university?
Hi, I'm Dawn. I'm a mature student. I'm in my 40s. I have 4 children, age range from 25 down to 10. I decided to go back to college in 2013 to get my GCSEs because I left school without any. I did my GCSEs, both maths and English, and while waiting to go into one of my English lessons one day, Wolverhampton had a stand with prospectus on, and me and my friend got a perspective and was flicking through it, and I happened upon forensic science, and I thought, oh, I could be Abby out of NCIS. Yeah, that doesn't work no more. So I looked what I needed for that, and I needed an access to higher education, and I was really lucky that the college where I did my my GCSEs, they also did the access course. So I went and inquired about that. On the provision that I got both C's in my GCSEs, they allowed me to enrol on the access, which then in turn gave me the needed credits to be able to go on the forensic science degree.
That's fantastic, Dawn. Thank you. So what would you say was your experience about the whole application process applying to university? Do you think that was straightforward, a bit complicated? Did you get any support from anywhere?
My college gave me lots of support for doing the UCAS application. I think the hardest thing I found was writing a personal statement, because writing about myself, I'm not very good at. I'm not very good at saying, yes, I can do this, or I need help with this. So that was probably the worst, not the worst, but the hardest part about the application. So we did that. I was invited to an interview at the university, and that went really well. And from a mature student's point of view, being surrounded by people who were younger than my oldest child was really daunting. But all the lecturers I spoke to was like, well, no, mature students can do this as well. Come on, let's do this. So I passed the interview, and they said, yeah, as long as I got a conditional offer, of so long as I got so many credits in my access course, so I was eligible to be on the course.
How did you find your overall university experience? What do you think went well for you? What did you have any struggles? And is there anything that you were uncertain of that was maybe like cleared up when you was at university, or anything that you wish you had known before you had started?
I think the thing that I had to be on top of was time management. I've got, all right, now my children my three eldest are old enough to be able to look after themselves, but when I started, I had a 5-year-old, so it was playing mum as well as doing my work, as well as going to lectures. And that's the bit I found not difficult, but I had to plan. Yes, I was going to do my work at this time. Once he'd gone to bed, I can do it for an hour, because you've got to make time for yourself as well. It can't just be all work. Reading, I found, because I got the bus to university, I found that I read a lot I had 40 minutes to kill. So reading on the bus was quite good. As for, I think it's knowing how to read something and take it in the context, because there's things, even now, I mean, I completed my master's, and even now there's some things that I think I read and I go, I haven't got a clue what you're on about. So I think that the thing that I found best is read lots of different things about the subject until you find one that clicks, because I can read and think, no, I still haven't got a clue, and then I read something else about the same subject and I'll go, oh yeah, I know what you're on about now. Why didn't the first one just say that? I do think reading a lot around the subject that you're looking at really helps. So in any downtime, half an hour, just pick up a paper, pick up a book and have a read. But time management was very high on my list of priorities, especially coming into university, when you think, right, I've got a 9 o'clock start, I've got to be on the bus at 7:30. So everything for the kids had to be done the night before. So I think that's what if anything I would give a mature student with a family and a house and everything, is plan your time.
Thank you. Would you say you enjoyed your overall university experience?
Yes, I wouldn't be doing my PhD if I didn't, would I?
Very true.
No, I did. There were some parts when I thought, no, I mean, my husband will tell you, I sat and cried at level 6 and said, I can't do this no more. And he was going, yes, you can. And then I cried at level 7 and said, I can't do this no more. But overall, yes, I did. And I made good friends with my cohort as well. And I mean, most of those were younger than my eldest. So it was like having loads more kids. But whatever if there was things that I struggled with, there was someone in my cohort that goes, oh no, I understand that, come on, we'll go through it together, and vice versa. So and I mean, some of the staff are amazing, and you can go to for them for help at any time. So overall, yes, I really did enjoy my course and my time at university.
So thank you for Dawn for giving us that insight into her experience as a mature student. And now finally, we're coming to the end of our video, but before we finish, I'd just like to share with you some resources which I believe will help you as a new student and transitioning into higher education. And these are our study skills videos and our transitioning to higher education videos. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm a member of the STEM response team here at the University of Wolverhampton, and we are a team of graduates from the university whose mission is to inspire and engage those in STEM. And we've recently collaborated with Aspire to HE and produced a series on supporting your transition. This series was aimed at students in year 11 and year 13. However, the videos and the application process and the skills are still beneficial to you as a mature student. So in our study skills, we have options such as how to note take, presentation skills, time management, and how to research and write. And in our transitioning into higher education, we have pathways into higher education, how to write your personal statements and application process tips, motivation and stress management, and also how to budget your student finance. So if you'd like to access these resources, they're all available on the university website. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go into the university website first, which is wlv.ac.uk, and click on the search option up the top. And when the bar appears, simply type in the STEM response team. Once you have done this, it will be the first option on the list that you'll need to click, which will take you to the STEM response team landing page essentially. On here, you'll find out a little bit more about us, the resources we have to offer also. So our resources is where you'll find the content. So click on there, and after this, you'll need to click on supporting your transition, as this is where you'll find the content that'll be most beneficial to you. And on here is all our videos on our study skills and our transition to higher education, but there's also some videos on biology, chemistry, maths and physics, if those are of any benefit to you also. So finally, just a few helpful links that will be able to provide you with more information than what I've covered here today in this video. So we have the Access to Higher Education link, the link to the Gateway here at the University of Wolverhampton, student finance, and also UCAS. So thank you for joining me today. I hope this video has been beneficial for you and has been able to answer any concerns and any queries that you may have. If there's anything that I've missed here today or any questions that you still have, please feel free to get in contact with the university, especially the Gateway, as we are here to help you the best that we can and make your transition into higher education as smooth and as stressful as possible. We look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.